Well, we still have a little time before our appointment. I was hoping that your daddy called. I know, baby, I said your daddy was Shane, but it's Matthew Corey. That's all right, because you know what? You are gonna be rich and classy, just like he is. Well, now let's go to the doctor. Oh, Amanda. Hi.
Oh, hi.
I haven't seen you in ages.
Hi, Hyla. How are you?
I was just going to the obstetrician. He makes evening appointments for us working girls.
Oh, great. Well, take care.
Hey, let's do lunch sometime.
Sure. Madam Largo. Hi. Do you remember a while back you had cleaned and repaired my jewelry collection?
Mm-hmm. And the buyer I told you about is still very interested.
Good. Because I'm ready to sell. I'll sell for half of what it's worth if I can get a cashier's check tonight.
But my dear, I thought those pieces were for your daughter's legacy.
I know. This is a matter of life and death.
Would that be adequate?
That's perfect. Wait until you get the check.
As soon as I see the jewels.
Amanda left?
Yes, just before you came in. And I'm sure you'll understand if I get to work on that matter at Corey.
Yes, absolutely. What matter? Someone absconded with the Corey operating capital. My God. Yeah. Well, how did that happen?
I'll get that.
Thank you. I can't believe this. Well, let me try and help. How? Well, I made my deal with Corey. I could waive my royalties. I could have my next novel on your desk in 3 weeks, Rachel. I don't think that's going to be necessary.
Were you expecting this, Rachel?
I know you feel lousy.
Lousy doesn't cut it.
But we'll just think things are going to start getting better. Now you're going to have the surgery
Jake.
today.
Have you seen him?
No, not for a little while.
I wonder if I should even have the surgery.
Of course you should. Darling, I know that you feel badly about Jake and Victoria, but we did the right thing by telling him Victoria was sleeping with Shane.
We didn't tell him, Donna. I did.
But it's the truth.
All I can remember is the pain in his face when he found out. Jake will heal, too. How do you know? Maybe he won't. Maybe I don't deserve to have my face fixed. Maybe I deserve to look like the monster that I am.
Marley.
So just tell the doctor no surgery.
Jake, hey.
Hey.
How's Marley doing?
Oh, she's much better. They said she could have her first operation this afternoon.
That's great.
I would have told you sooner, but,
what?
you sort of took off last night. Where did you go? What's going on with you? Why are you treating me like this? Darling, you can't refuse the surgery. It's already scheduled, and the surgeon is flown halfway across the country.
Call it off.
Well, what am I going to tell Jake?
Why do you have to tell him anything?
Because he's been by your side through this whole ordeal. You're more involved with him now than ever.
Because he's pulling away from Vicky.
Marley, he saved your life. You can't refuse this surgery. You'll let him down if you do.
You heard Dr. Randall. I have to go through lots of surgeries.
Yes.
I can't do that,
Yes, you can.
Donna.
I'll be here. Jake will be here.
When I'm better, he'll just go back to Vicky, or he'll find somebody else. No, I wish I were dead.
No, Marley, you don't. Marley, please don't. Let me go see if I can find Jake.
I suppose I should get going and find out more about that money transfer.
Yes, please. I can stay, Rachel, if you want me to.
I'll call you the minute I know anything.
Yeah. Can you talk about it? Can you tell me what you're thinking? Carl burning in the fire. God. I hope he was unconscious. Why don't you try not to think about that? Why don't you instead think about how much he was loved? Can you? Are you planning to have a service?
No.
Why?
He and I were alone in life. We'll be alone in death.
Rachel, I know you're feeling so angry right now, but don't isolate yourself. Please don't do that.
How can I not? There's not one person in this whole town who shared my faith in him, including you.
Yes. Yes, you know what? You're right about that. It's true. In the end. But don't shut out the rest of us. You're not alone.
I am. I am alone.
Rachel, believe me, I know how that one goes.
That's just it. It doesn't go.
Yes. Oh, yes, it does go. It's so bloody easy to go to that deep, dark place in your soul. And you know what you do when you get there? You tell yourself that no one else could possibly understand the loss that you are feeling. Well, don't go there, because you know what? You could get trapped in there.
Don't you understand what a miracle it is to love? And then when it happens twice, it's astounding. To find a man who wants to exchange souls. And then you become so much more than you were. You share a heart, a soul, and a body.
Don't you understand? That makes it even more of a reason to have your friends around you when you do say goodbye. Couldn't you try to let us comfort you?
There is no comfort.
Please, can't you try to give us all a chance?
You had your chance.
Carl touched many lives in many ways. All of us need to mourn him too.
Including you.
Yes. Yes, including me.
You didn't even trust him. He didn't trust you at the end.
I was the one who brought Carl to Bay City in the first place. I would be lying to you, and I would be lying to myself if I couldn't admit that there was a time in my life that he was very important to me.
When I decide what I'm going to do, I'll let you know. It's me. I need your help with Rachel.
Well, this should work perfectly. All I have to do is show this to the right people when I arrive.
You want to leave here alive? Show me what's behind your back.
Wait. Hey, Tug, what do you think about those Cubs? Huh? You think they got a chance this year, or what? You don't think they have a shot? What do you think?
I could care.
Satisfied?
Clobbering a guard? What are you, crazy? You want to leave here in a pine box?
That's exactly what's gonna happen. I told you, I'm being set up.
Then where did you hide the pipe? All right, Cameron, I tell you what. From now on, if you need a weapon, use your brain. I mean, after all, since you're going to be out of here in a few hours, and
Does that mean what I think it means?
your bail's being arranged right now.
Yeah! Oh! I love you, man! How did you get the judge to lower my bail?
I didn't.
Well, then how am I getting out of here?
Amanda Corey.
Hey, Josie? Jay?
You got my note?
What's the emergency?
Yes. You mad at me?
Well, I thought you were sick or hurt or something.
I know, and you came running because you love me, huh?
What are you doing, Jay?
Well, I finally had a night off, and I figured you could use a couple hours away from your big case you're working on, and I thought if I called you myself that you might turn me down.
Place looks nice.
Thanks. I cooked dinner, too. Oh, no, I can't lie. I heated it up.
Are those my flowers out there?
Those are your flowers out there. They're the only flowers in the whole world that matter to me. You know, you have to make a choice here. You can either go for this big seduction number, I'm pulling on you, you know, that's option A. Or you could leave. You can walk out that door and work as many hours as you want tonight and come back and sleep on the sofa, you know? Like you did last night.
Well, why should I go for option A when I know you're keeping something from me?
Because it's me. Because you know how much I love you. Because you respect me enough to know that when I tell you I would never let anything hurt what we have.
You're really giving me the hard sell here.
Is it working?
Are you going to tell me what's going on?
No. Carrie, I miss you. Is this a vote for option A?
What is with you? I mean, why are you acting like this?
This is not the time or the place, all right?
It's Marley. She's talking as if she doesn't have the will to go on.
What are you talking about?
What? She's refusing the surgery.
Why?
She just doesn't see that there's any point in it.
You got it out.
Now, you've got to talk to her. You've got to get... You're the only person that she's listening to. Just go in there and talk to her.
What's going on with Marley? I mean, she was doing so well, and I mean, I understand if she's depressed, but she has got to go through with the surgery.
Well, it's easy for you to stand there with your perfect face and say what your sister has to do.
Why are you so angry at me? I didn't do this to Marley.
I didn't say you did.
Well, you obviously blame me for something, and What did you say to Jake?
What did he tell you?
Nothing. But obviously you two both seem to think I'm this terrible person.
Think about it.
I have thought about it. Every rotten thing I've ever done to Jake is out in the open, and he's forgiven me for it. At least I thought he had, and now all of a sudden, he's not talking to me anymore. And I don't understand why. It was after he came to the hospital.
A while ago. I'm gonna have to leave.
What?
This is important, Victoria.
Well, this isn't important. I just asked you a question, and I need an answer.
Hey, how you doing, kid?
Go on. I know my mother sent you in here.
Okay, fine. Don't tell me how you're doing.
Aren't you supposed to tell me I should have this surgery? And if not for myself, for my mother and Vicky and you and...
I don't care.
You don't?
Nope. Nope. If you want to walk around the rest of your life with a paper bag on your head, that's fine by me. Kind of cool, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, because I was thinking that if you wore a paper bag on your head, then you probably would save, like, some serious dinero on makeup and stuff.
Oh, ouch.
What, honey?
Oh, it hurts when I laugh.
I'm sorry.
No. No, you're not.
You're right, I'm not. You're being ridiculous about this surgery, so I'm being ridiculous right back.
Jake, I've seen burn victims. We saw a lot of cases in China. We tried to help them the way you want to help me now, but surgery doesn't make them the way they were before.
Well, clearly you're not aware of the doctor we found. I mean, I'm telling you, we scoured the country for this guy. As a matter of fact, he's on the cutting edge.
Okay. It's all right. I need to laugh.
Listen, what? After everything you've been through, this is going to be a piece of cake, honey. It really is. And I understand that if you're really good, you get a lollipop at the end.
I should never have let you in here.
What is that supposed to mean?
You could sell ice to Eskimos.
Does that mean I'm getting the Siskel and Ebert 2 thumbs up?
If you'll tell me why it matters to you so much.
How could it not matter to me?
Jake, I'm gonna heal in one fashion or another, and then I'm gonna go back to China. I'm gonna do my work, and nobody's gonna give a hoot how I look.
Well, back here in Bay City, I'll give a hoot. I'll give a hoot because I'll know that you are as beautiful on the outside as you are in your soul.
Okay, you convinced me. Let's get it over with.
Get out of my way, please.
Not until I know what's going on.
Victoria, there are more people in the world besides you with bigger problems and more problems.
I have had it with this double talk.
If you want to know what's going on with Jake, you ask him. You leave me alone. Jake?
You can go on in, Doc. All right.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys. Get ready to move, okay?
Now, are you sure that this surgery is not dangerous?
Everything's going to be just fine. Don't worry about a thing. But the procedure is going to take a while, so why don't you all do yourself a favor, go on home, get some rest, relax. Let me take care of things here, okay?
Thank you. Now, I have to go somewhere, but you've got my cell number just in case you need it.
I sure do.
Darling. Good. Marley, I love you so much, sweetheart.
See you later, Cookie.
I'm gonna be right here. Right here.
Oh, hold on. There's nothing stopping you now. I want you to talk to me.
No, thank you. I don't want to leave a message. Right. Bye-bye.
Cass Winthrop isn't in. Guess he must be working overtime trying to find that missing money. Yeah, not that he'll ever find it. I don't even know where it is. Yeah, poor guy. I almost feel sorry for him. First all those ember and the snow incidents, and now this. Well, I did some checking with the police. He hasn't gone to them. Yeah, well, let him keep looking. It's not like he'll find anything. Neither will Cameron. Cameron bored me from the minute he started poking around in your business. Well, he's not going to be a problem now that I've bought myself a prison guard.
That's it. Everything's set for your release. But listen to me, there are conditions. The most important of which is that you must not leave Bay City.
I can live with that.
Yeah, well, you better. Well, Amanda Corey's out $2 million. I'm going over to Carlino's to see her right now to let her know you've been released. I think it'd be a nice gesture if you came along.
Guard! Come on, let me out. You're looking at a free man, buddy boy.
You're looking at a dead man, buddy boy. Okay, you wanted to talk.
No, I wanted you to talk. You walked out on me last night. I just want to know why.
There you go, Vic. I'm on a deadline.
Wait a minute. Tough.
What is it that you want from me? Huh?
Oh, I'd like the truth. I mean, you said we were starting over. You said we were going to get beyond all that other stuff, and then you leave the house and come to see Marley, and suddenly it's like I don't even exist anymore.
Oh, you exist. You definitely exist. You're here now. Can I go?
No, you're making me crazy. What's wrong?
What are you talking about? Your sister is in there, Vic. Your sister is in there, and they're waiting so they can put a new face on her. So why don't you just leave me alone?
Oh, Vicky!
Lila, please, don't start with me.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing.
Really? Everything okay with your sister Marley? Did she take a turn for the worse?
No, actually, she's having surgery this afternoon. No thanks to you.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're still holding on to that ridiculous notion that I was the one that hit her.
Please don't start with me right now.
What's wrong with you? You're different than you are last night. Oh. Second honeymoon a bust?
No, we're just under a lot of stress, that's all.
Stress? Stress my foot. Jake hasn't forgiven you for your little fling with Shane, has he?
Yes, as a matter of fact, he did forgive me for that.
Has he, Vicky? Has he really?
Why are you smirking like that?
Oh, no, nothing. No reason at all.
Oh, this is where I'm supposed to think you know something I don't know.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Wait. Not so fast.
You invite me to stay? Huh, that's a first.
Why did you come see me last night?
I told you, I had information on Grant.
What information?
Too late. It's not for sale anymore.
Well, you must have been pretty broke if you were sneaking into my house to peddle what you know.
Face it, Vicky. You blew it.
This is strange, you know. I can't get a straight answer out of anyone. Not Jake, not my mother, and now you're walking around here like the cat who ate the canary.
But you think I know what's going on in Jake's mind? Let alone Donna, God forbid?
You would if you put it there. What are you up to, Lila?
I can tell you this. You're in big trouble. But then you're probably used to that, aren't you? Once a liar, always a liar.
You called Donna, didn't you? Yes, I did. I want you to see that you're not alone. When he was torn from me, I felt the threads of my life break. Rachel, listen to me. Don't you know that I felt exactly that way when Luke died?
And I felt the same way when I lost Michael, and I'm still reeling from his death in a way that nobody else can understand.
You're not any different from us.
I feel different.
I know. And we do, too. It's the nights that are the worst, the dreams.
And you know what? It's the good dreams. They're actually worse than the bad dreams because when you wake up, you're happy. You feel happy. And then you look over and you don't see him in bed with you.
And you're afraid to go back to sleep. I know. Because you're so depressed, you don't know what to do. I know. And you can't even cry at those times.
But I'm the one who's left. Carl didn't leave you, honey. He loved you. So did Mac.
And he left me too.
No, Mac died, Rachel.
He left me behind, and so did Carl. And now I feel so profoundly abandoned. I wish I helped love. I can't stand the pain. And remembering how happy I was. You're knowing how complete life could be.
You know, this is almost as good as a slice of cold pizza in the front seat of your car.
Better. Are you, working on something outside the department?
Why don't you tell me the case you're working on?
You got me, you got me.
I guess we're just two people who need to keep things from each other right now. But I can live with that.
Break of the woman of the 90s, huh?
Yes, I am. Can I get you anything else, sir?
Yeah. The hostess.
You look tired.
You look great.
Well, you know, since I look great and you look tired, maybe we should go in the bedroom and I'll make you look great and you can make me tired. Gary, you know, we haven't been like this in a long time. I miss us. I'm just gonna answer that, okay? And then I'll turn. Hello? What? When did this happen? I don't believe this. All right. I don't believe this.
What happened?
The Carlo that we made. He made bail.
Stuff happens.
No, Gary, this guy, he'll take off.
Well, it's his problem.
No,
Isn't it?
no. I'm sorry. I gotta take care of this.
Is it done?
Everything's all set. Cameron's a free man. What?
I just assumed that he would be with you.
No.
You told him that you were coming to meet me, right?
Yeah, I told him. I also told him that you paid for his bail, but he took off as soon as he was released.
I'm sure I'll see him soon.
Yeah, well, I told him he better not leave Bay City.
No, he wouldn't do that. He wants to find out who set him up, and I want the same thing. It's the only reason that I agreed to do this.
Tell me, Amanda, do you know Cameron very well?
Well enough to know that he couldn't shoot Carl. Do you disagree with that?
No, the case against Cameron is, it's circumstantial, and I think I have an excellent chance of getting him off.
It's not the same thing as thinking that he's innocent.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something because I think you have a right to know. Now, when I went to see Cameron in his cell tonight, he had a pipe. And if I didn't get there when I did, then he would have taken the guard out.
Taken him out? What do you mean?
Meaning that if the guard had ended up dead, then it would have been okay with Cameron.
where he doesn't do well in confined spaces.
Well, who doesn't?
I know that, but for him, it's different.
Listen, Amanda, the guard is an arrogant jerk who bullies everybody who's on the inside. And Cameron may have lost it for a minute. I mean, we all do. But see, the difference is that when you or I lose it, we scream, we yell. But Cameron, he takes it further than that.
What are you saying, that I've released a menace to society?
No, I'm saying that I hope everything turns out the way that you want it to turn out. And I hope that your vote of confidence pays off. But I mean, look, instead of coming here with me tonight, he goes in the other direction.
He won't run away.
Yeah, well, you better hope he doesn't. Because if he does, then you're out $2 million.
At a time when my family really can't afford it, I know that. But just sometimes you have to follow your instincts. You have to do what you think is right.
He's gone.
Why did Carl hire you, Mr. Guthrie? To do what?
And why are we learning about it just now?
You know, I have no idea. All I can tell you is that Mr. Hutchins and I had many meetings and many phone calls over the past several months.
Let's get some specifics here. I mean, we do have Carl's date book, so we can verify all of this.
Okay. Oh, boy. Carl called a headhunter in late March. We had our first meeting in Chicago a few days after that. And the second meeting was a week later at the Hotel Clark over lunch, which ended with champagne to toast my joining Corey Publishing. We then set up a schedule to get me up to date on the history of the company all the way through to its restructuring.
You know about the restructuring?
Yes.
Carl didn't tell me about you.
Carl struck me as a take-charge type of guy. Did he usually consult you with business decisions?
It's my company.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean any offense, Mrs. Hutchins.
It seemed that Carl had been keeping us more and more in the dark.
Amanda?
Mom, there's proof of it. There's a man standing in our living room that we've never laid eyes on before.
Is it possible that Carl was just waiting for the right time to tell you? Maybe he just didn't have the chance?
Well, now he'll never have the chance.
Actually, I do have a signed contract.
It's his signature. And the corporate seal. So, you're a consultant.
Carl was grooming me for a top spot.
Well, I would very much like to honor my husband's commitments, but I'm afraid Corey Publishing can't take on anyone new right now. We are in the middle of a financial crisis.
I'm sorry. Look, if there's anything that I can do...
Unfortunately, there isn't. So you can just come back where you came
Wait
from.
a
I'm
second,
sorry.
Amanda. He entered into this contract in good faith.
What contract? Working with your husband. But, no, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. I'm also very sorry that your husband is dead. But I can certainly find another job.
Great. Well, if you excuse us.
When was your last meeting with my husband?
It was a dinner meeting on the evening of May 4th.
Right before he died.
Really?
Was he agitated or upset or anything?
Nothing that I could tell. We actually concluded our business early that night.
Well, if it was an evening meeting, what did you discuss for the rest of the evening?
Well, he actually loved to talk about his family, especially you, Mrs. Hutchins. He said that marriage to you was the greatest joy of his life. And, of course, he always had the snapshot of the twins, and, well, he didn't really approve of my single status very much. He said that he wasted too many of his own years like that.
That sounds like him.
Well, look, I've taken up enough of your time. I'm just glad that I had the pleasure of getting to meet both of you, and I'll get out of your way.
Where are you going to go from here?
Tonight, I'm going to go back to my hotel, and tomorrow I'm going to look for a job.
Mr. Guthrie.
Scott, please.
I would like to have you tell me more about your meetings with my husband if you have time.
Your daughter's just out of OR. They're taking her to recovery.
When can I?
He wanted to be everything to you.
He was?
You know, now that I think back, he did kind of catch me off guard at that last meeting of ours.
In what way?
Well, he got sort of intense, but you know, he could be like that. The meeting was almost over, and he suddenly said that he wanted to be assured that I was the kind of man that he could trust with his wife's and children's legacy. I'm sorry. This must be very painful for you.
Sounds to me as though Carl really believed in you, and I'm sorry we can't honor your contract.
No, don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Hey, you two.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey. These are my children.
Hey, you two, hello. Yes, we're going outside. They love these warm nights.
Kind of got a thing for kids anyway.
That's Elizabeth and Corey.
Oh, hi. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Corey.
Corey's looking a little sleepy.
Oh, gosh, they're even cuter than their pictures. Yes, I know all about you two. How you were born down in the Keys and how you hate staying squash. Yes, I know. I feel like I know them.
Mrs. Hutchins, there's someone outside. He wants to see you or Miss Amanda. Excuse me. Are you all right?
Yeah. Thanks for bailing me out.
Oh, this doesn't mean that I...
Doesn't mean you trust me. I know.
What are you doing here?
I want to find out who shot your husband and why.
So do I. But I don't have the faith that my daughter has in you.
Hear me out on a couple of things. One, if there was a conspiracy and I was in on it, why did I end up in jail? Two, I'm a great shot. Now, if I wanted Carl or anybody else dead, I would have done it clean. He would not have suffered like that. Somebody set me up, and I want to find out who before there's other victims.
Did you know about this theory of his?
Yes.
So what do you want from us?
I want my old job back. I want to protect this family. I want to do exactly what Carl wanted me to do. Is my room still available?
No.
I want to move back in.
Gun?
What if you were the target, Mrs. Hutchins?
No one has been able to prove that.
What if there are other names on this hit list? Matthew, the babies, Amanda?
Hey, I don't need a knight in shining armor.
Yes, you do, but that's not why I'm here. It was your money that got me out of jail, and I'd like to stay out. Now, the only way to do that is to prove that somebody else was behind the shootings.
And how do you intend to do that?
By asking questions that I don't think the cops ask.
Like what?
Whose idea was it to go on top of the hilltop? Where my gun was conveniently used and fired.
You could have followed us. You don't have an alibi.
I'm sorry I can't make this easy for you. I really am, but I didn't do it.
Prove it.
That's just what I want to do. Now put me where you can keep an eye on me. And in return, I'll keep an eye on you and yours.
And who's to protect us from you?
Why would you want to live here if we don't trust you?
I'm no saint. I've done some terrible things, but I'm not a murderer. Give me a chance to clear my name. I'll let you two talk it over.
Yes, we will, believe me.
I don't think he's dangerous.
Oh, please, Amanda. He was accused of shooting Carl. You really want him to live in this house with us?
What if he's telling the truth? And what if our danger is really coming from somewhere else?
No, yes. Yeah, go on. Really, it's okay.
Well, they like you just fine. I'm gonna run your tub and then it's off to bed. It'll just take a second.
All right. Elizabeth and Corey, son. What? What was that? What? Hold on. I can call someone. Yes. I'm gonna have you talk to someone in a second. Hold on. Hey, I got a little surprise for you. All right, listen up. All right, go ahead. Say that again. What's that?
I think we should do it, Mom.
What? Have that man stay in our house with my children? I don't think so. Hey, you two. Are you ready for bath? Are you ready for bath?
Yeah, actually, their nanny went to start their baths, so yes.
Did you hear that? He said his first... He said Dada. Corey said Dada.